Hello, welcome to Pop Along RC, the RC car channel dedicated to all things RC car racing. Now then, Schumacher have just announced the release of the brand new Neon. And it seems in the comments there's a lot of questions about what this car actually is. If you race in the UK, you will be familiar with the MTC racing, which is mini touring cars, whereas maybe some of the guys abroad aren't quite so familiar. Now, what scale is the Neon? Well, it depends really what shell you put on it. So, what I've got in front of me here is a selection of cars, and I'm going to show you exactly how big the Neon is. The first car we've got here is my Schumacher Atom 3, which is a GT12. This is a 1/12 scale pan car, foam tyres. Then this car here, this is a Tamiya M03, which has got a 220 wheelbase. This is a 1/10 scale car, but actually when you sit them next to each other, the wheelbase is quite similar. So this is a 1/10 scale car next to a 1/10 scale rally car, and you can see that the wheelbase is considerably shorter. Where does the Neon fit in? Well, what I have here is a MTC. Let me just put the shell back on. So I have here an MTC which looks a little bit something like that. So this is an MTC, obviously it's got no wheels on, but you can see the style of shell we've got there. Comparing that to a MO3 shell or MO5, you can see that lengthwise, wheelbase wise, they are about the same. They're about the same. The style of the shell therefore will dictate the scale of the car, because if I take a look here at this shell, which is off of my GT12, when we put them together, again, the wheelbase on those two shells is very similar, and these kind of share similar sort of profile. So if you run a shell like this, it's going to be more like a 1/12 scale car, like the GT12. However, if you go with a shell that looks more like a mini, then it will be considered a 1/10 scale shell. So the Schumacher Neon has actually featured on this channel a couple of times when we saw it competing at the MTC Nationals earlier in the year. Here's a little bit of footage of it going round. So here it is, the much talked about Schumacher MTC, and who have we got behind the trigger today? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Now, how many times have you been out with this car so far?
So I did a national a couple of years ago, ran a very similar prototype to this, and then in the last 2-3 weeks I've run it twice at club night here. So
how is the car handling today?
yeah, very predictable. We had a play in the last round, just trying to make it a bit easier to drive, because as the grips come up, it's trying to lift wheels. So softened the car off and added some roll bars, and just trying to get it dialed in for these conditions.
So there you go, a little bit of information about the Schumacher Neon. Hopefully we'll be getting one here on the channel very soon, and we'll take it racing at the MTC Nationals next year.